Welcome back, boys and girls. And today I'm going to do a comparison between two most wanted Beretta pistol. And that's 92FS and the new M9A4. Now, I've done a video on both of these pistols. So if you want to see a detail, you can find it on my channel. But today I'm just going to do a direct comparison, just in case you're wondering which one you want to go with. And hopefully I could be a help. And these two beauties belong to Jin's Armory. So thank you, Jin. Let's get on with the comparison. At a first look, they look like identical pistol, but there has been some upgrades on the M9A4, but is it really worth $400 more? So let's compare the price first. MSRP on M9A4 is about $1,100 and 92FS in black is about $700. So there's about $400 difference, and obviously the big question is it worth extra $400? Now, one of the biggest difference you're gonna notice is that this comes as optic ready, where 92FS was never able to put an optic on before, so that was one of the big handicaps. But now it's not a problem. And the next thing you can notice is that on the barrel, M9A4 is a little bit longer because it comes threaded, so you can install a compensator, which I love on my Glock 910. So that's another option for you. And the third, M9A4 has a serration in the back and the front. So for the competition, this really does help a lot. And it is empty, but not a big deal for regular shooting or defense shooting. Whereas 92FS only has a serration in the back. Next, you're gonna notice the accessory barrel in the bottom of the barrel, whereas 92FS never had one here. Next, let's compare the sights. They're both 3-dot system, but M9A4 has a bigger dot, is much more visible, so it will help with fast shooting. And the next is the safety system. And for me, this is a big deal. Now on M9A4, now the thumb safety or decocker, if you pull it down, it will decock the hammer. But when you let go, this automatically releases the safety. So you could carry it like this, and if you need to defend yourself, you could actually pull the trigger and you will fire. On 92FS, pull out the decocker, it will stay down. So if you need to fire it, it won't fire. You need to release it, enable to fire. Not so happy about that. Next is the magazine release. You can see the magazine release is nice and big, and it's got a good texture on it, so it's easier to push. But on both Berettas, the magazine release are pretty stiff, but with 92FS, it's smaller and it's harder to push. Now for me, biggest selling point is the grip. But again, you could always change the grip. The grip on M9A4, I can't say it enough. It feels like grabbing a sandpaper or rough sandpaper. So this really gave me a good control firing. It really helped me to shoot fast and very accurately. And I have a large hand, and the grip feels really good in my hand. You could see that. But 92FS, the grip is bigger. So even with my big hand, this doesn't feel very tight on my hand. So for those of you who has a medium-sized hand or a smaller hand, this grip might not really work well for you. And the next is the magazine. 92FS 15-round magazine, M9A4 18-round magazine. And M9A4 came with 3 magazines, and 92FS came with 2 magazines. Now let's talk about the trigger. Double action, single action, there's not a big difference, but there's a big difference in reset. Let's check the double action and single action. Very even, very smooth, but a little heavy. Single action. Very clean, but it's not light as I thought. Now let's check the reset. Wow, this is really nice. Double action first. 6 pounds and 13.6 ounces. Single action. 2 pounds and 11.4 ounces. Now let's check the trigger. Double action first. Okay, it is pretty smooth, but it does have a long pull, and it is a little heavy, but not too heavy. Single action. Clean, but again, not very light. Double action first. 5 pounds and 5 ounces. Single action. 2 pounds and 10 ounces. So if you're competing where you need to double tap or rapid fire, M9A4 will definitely help. Alright, let me show you my 5-shot rapid fire. Okay, this is 7 yards, and I'm going to try 5 rapid fires. Okay, I missed one. The grip isn't tight as I want it to be, and it does have a little bit more of flip than I expected. Okay, now let's try this beauty. Wow, that was really good. This gun is really soft shooting and the grip really helps, and 5 rapid fire was on the target and I had the control at all times. If I didn't have an opportunity to compare both of them side by side, just on a price point I might have gone with 92FS, but having an option to install a red dot and the compensator and the function of the decocker, I would actually spend another $400 and go with M9A4. And honestly, for me, M9A4 was more controllable and I was able to shoot faster and more accurate. But then, choice is yours. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have, enjoy life with what you got, but mostly, we can always dream. See ya.